Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the God Solar 7 End Time Prophecy channel. I'm Sister Barbara, and I have a prophetic dream I'd like to share with you today. Let's see if the phone will tell me what the date is. Today is Tuesday, June 18th. So I got this prophetic dream first thing this morning, probably about 6 o'clock. When I was praying, I asked the Lord if there's anything that He wanted me to see or speak. And then I got this dream. Join me in the King James Version Bible. I'm going to be in the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 5. And God saw that the earth and every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continuously. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. I have that in my last few prophecy messages, that the Lord was sorry he made man. How strong is that of a statement? So once again, Brother Dan and I, we're messengers. We have the gift of prophecy, dreams and visions, and a few other spiritual gifts. So this prophetic dream is very interesting. Let me give you a little background first. And this is my take two on this. I hope this uploads. We live in a small town in northeastern Pennsylvania. In 2011, there was catastrophic flooding. I had prepared for, I'm going to say, years for an emergency. I had a giant pantry in the basement. It ended up, before that, when we moved there in 1989, my son was about 10 and he was playing in the backyard. Now we live not really next to the river. We live a few blocks away from it. He was playing in the backyard and he came running in showing me these round, what looked like polished stones, and they had fossils in them of like little fish and leaves and things. It was amazing. So he said to me, how did this get here? Why is there a fossil in the backyard? I know exactly why. I said, at some point, those are river rocks. At some point, this whole place where we live had to be under the river in order to get those round, smooth rocks, which was pretty amazing. Now, since I've been living here, let's see, in 1972, 1973, the Agnes flood was. I was 13. I remember seeing where we lived in West Pittston, completely underwater, and the water's as high as the first floor on the houses, covering the first floor. So that, in theory, that was the next time the river was ever up that far. It covered, in that flood, our whole entire backyard, and went almost to the same spot where my son found the river rocks. Amazing. So at that point, we had we had the National Guard take over West Pittston during the 2011 catastrophic flooding. So they were in charge of everything. Brother Dan was almost arrested over there on our porch when everything flooded, covered with water. If it weren't for the neighbor, that's our neighbor, he would have been in jail that day because there were looters. So this is a very alarming and a warning, I'm saying, for the East Coast. The prophetic dream was shown to me in my own town. I am on the East Coast. So here is the prophetic dream. The Lord brought me to the neighboring town, and He showed me what we call a train bridge. It was like on land, the train tracks went over a road, so it was like a little highway over the top of the road. That's what He showed me in the dream. And this place is miles away from the river. So He showed me what looked like a great big giant wave of dirty water going over the top of the train bridge. No way humanly possible could that water get where He showed me. And He showed me, of course, the difference. He showed me it was dirty river water. I knew that. I could see it looking out my window right now, the same color, dirty brown river water, versus what I would call foamy clear ocean water. So this is going to be internal flooding, East Coast, not from the ocean. It possibly, just like what happened with Hurricane Agnes, possibly a hurricane stalls over the land and creates all this flooding. So once again, that was the dream, showing me in the town where a place water could never get, the river, it being flooded. Everyone was panicking. We were in the car. This is how He showed it to me. We were in the car. People were all running around. Everybody was panicking. This was what happened during the flood in 2011 in our town. Everybody was running around. And those people that weren't running around really had a really rough time. They didn't move anything, and they were completely flooded, some of them on the top of the first floor. He's warning again. So I'm saying catastrophic flooding coming to the East Coast. Hurricane season, I just posted that up on my Facebook pages. When it starts, what they're expecting, I don't know where this flooding is going to be. You want to be prepared. I say this on every video. Have emergency food on hand, have emergency cash, have a plan, know where you're meeting your family, knowing how somebody's getting your kids out of school. That's very important if there's flooding and major disaster coming. I have how many videos saying major disaster is coming to the United States. You need to do this. You need to do it now. I told you that before. I have the plan. We did it. We have food stored. In case there's an emergency, you need to take action immediately. And again, I don't know when this is coming. I'm positive it's going to be East Coast flooding like never ever been seen before. Places never flooded before are going to be flooded again. We have the promise of the Lord. He's not going to flood the earth again like he did in Noah's time. He gave us a warning or a covenant of a rainbow saying that. But he's telling me now that you need to be prepared, and I said this before, have food products on hand. Canned goods, dry goods, have food stored. Because once something happens, like it did in our catastrophic flooding in 2011, the stores were empty. There was nothing. Nothing worked. There was no power. You need to have a plan. No gas. Gas stations couldn't pump because there was no electric. Have a plan. Do it now. I said it before. Be prepared. Catastrophic flooding coming to the East Coast, as he showed me, and I live here. All right. God bless you all. I don't want to run out of memory space. Remember to like and follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As long as we're here, we will continue to put videos up if we get prophecy. We love all you guys and thank you for everything.